Hello, this is my submission for the Symptom management application. As you can see, it's organized as two separate launcher activities, a patient portal and a doctor portal, both under the same application, and the cloud-based server that connects them. So let's go ahead and get that started. Alright, let's launch the doctor portal first. As you can see, doctors are presented with a new user dialog. Since nobody else is in the system, there are no patients to add at this point. So let's go ahead and add a patient. Let's try and submit without filling in everything. Obviously everything needs to be filled. Now by default, doctors are publicly available for searching, so their name is searchable, none of their other details are available. But patients are not publicly searchable, so if I search for Billy, there's nobody listed because Billy hasn't yet associated himself with Egon the doctor. But let's go ahead and search for doctors just to show that. So I can select the doctor and then add him, or I can unselect a doctor. If there were multiple doctors here, then I could select the ones that I wanted. If I don't select any, then it's the same as canceling. So let's go ahead and add Egon. And now, well, let's talk about the timer first. So by default, a set check-in schedule is applied whenever a patient first starts the application. However, they're not bound by that. They can change the schedule as they need. So let's add time at 3:06. Let's add it as a single occurrence. As you can see, it only applies to the 7th and no other days. But let's go ahead and make it a repeating schedule, just clicking on that icon. And now it applies to every Sunday in the series, but not any other day of the week. So let's go here, and let's go ahead and remove that time just for today. So as you can see, it doesn't have any impact on any other Sunday, only the Sunday for which we removed it. But if I go ahead and remove the entire series there, then that particular time is removed from all days of the week. So let's go ahead and add a time coming up pretty soon. It's just a single occurrence. So I've got a little over a minute and a half. Oh, one other aspect of the check-in. If I try and remove check-ins so that I don't have 4 scheduled, I'm not actually allowed to do that, and as you can see, the change did not take. Also, I can't add check-ins that are within 30 minutes of one another, and that's to keep with the spirit of the check-in schedule, so that somebody doesn't just schedule 4 check-ins in 4 minutes or something like that. So let's go ahead and add a medication. If I indicate that I took a medication, I can set the date, or I can say that I was uncertain. And if uncertain, that's noted in the checkboxes below. As you can see, they're partially grayed. If I'm certain I didn't take a medicine, then that's indicated. Or I can just say that I took it at that particular time. If a medication has a lengthy name, then it'll scroll. I can also change the order of medications if I would like. If I don't think I need that medication listed, then I'll just swipe it off. So obviously it's time to check in. I'll leave that indicator up there for right now. Let's give this guy some moderate pain. Alright. The notification clears on a check-in, the warning text goes away. If I had waited another 4 minutes so that 5 minutes after the check-in time had elapsed, then it would have changed color to red. And the entry form is reset to the defaults. On the doctor's side, if I now search for Billy, he is available, though there's not a whole lot going on. I'll add photos on a later demonstration. Anyway, if I click on a medication, I can get the medication administration date. You can see the check-in date. If there had been any other records, then I could see how those records look over time. And let's go ahead and give them some feedback. So it appears something kind of went wrong with the video there. Anyway, let's add another medication just to show this working. So the patient should automatically get the medication update within a minute or so. There it goes. So now OxyContin is added. Let's go ahead and reject that. Check it again. Now we've got a little bit of a trend here, and of this check-in, Billy indicates that he didn't take anything, whereas on this one he at least took the Tylenol. So that's pretty much it for the basic usage. Alright, now that the basic usage has been displayed for a database without any users, let's go ahead and populate the database. So let's get the server started. So this will add the users John Doe and Jane Doe, who are associated with doctors Frankenstein and Zhivago. So let's go ahead and sign in as the doctor. And as you can see this time around, since patients are already associated with him, this doctor has the ability to search for patients and add patients as he sees fit. And let's go ahead and get the patient started as well. And if I try and submit without filling in all of the required fields, of course I get the notification that fields are required. So this patient is associated with both Victor and Yuri. However, the second patient, Jane Doe, only has, I believe, Yuri Frankenstein, or Yuri Zhivago as their doctor. So because this patient is already in the system, their medications are automatically downloaded whenever they first sign in. Let's go ahead and take a look at the patient's current issues. So as you can see, their medication or their check-in history extends for the past several days. If I click on a particular point, then I get that dates, check-in information. This person has not been good about taking their medication, and they're feeling a lot of pain and having trouble eating. So let's give them some feedback. And let's go ahead and add a medication. So in about a minute, the patient should get the medication update from the doctor. As you can see, a polling interface is used. So the server is polled every minute or so for updates. You can also look at Jane's history. Let's take a look at her medication history. So she's a little bit better than John, who just got the medication update, as you see. But she's still not taking all her medicine. We can also look at individual medications that are taken, or just the pain history, or just the eating history. We won't focus on Jane for right now. Let's go back to John. So let's say that he continued not to take the Lortab or OxyContin, but did take the Tylenol this time. Let's go ahead and check in. Let's add a couple photos. I just realized that I didn't actually fill in any of the information that I wanted here. So let's say that he's still having severe pain and can't eat. Now, let's check in. Take a couple photos, just as before. Alright, and now he's sent his medical update. Within a minute or so, the doctor should get the update as well. Okay, there it goes. So as you can see, the medication history, or the check-in history, has been updated for John Doe. If I look at the medication history, then now I've got Tylenol added, though it's only added at the very end here, so it doesn't, a single data point on the graph doesn't show up really. And if, oh yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at his additional details. There we go. Now the photo's downloaded. In addition to getting patient updates, the doctor can search for a particular patient, but they can even, so let's just do a basic search as we've done before. Let's search for Jane. Look at her records. If I want to get out of the search interface, then all I have to do is press the back button and I'm returned to the home screen for the doctor portal. But let's continue the search and let's do an advanced search instead. So let's search for users with the last name Doe, which could be either Jane Doe or John Doe. Well, let's go ahead and find that. There you see both Jane Doe and John Doe listed. Let's search for last name Doe with an end date of 11:30, for example. So this will only retrieve records that are before the 11:30 date. And I can go back to the main screen if I want. Now everything here is fragment based, so if I change orientations, the lists will all update, as will the timer. And I can do things like change the background to whatever color, well, to whatever color I want, as long as it's between white or gray. Anyway, that's a basic demonstration of a pre-populated database. There are other examples in the unit test case which illustrate doctors attempting to change medications for patients they don't currently have, and patients searching for other patients, and all of those other fun activities that should be disallowed. Thank you.